Okay, so now one of the things that we're going to talk about with women and some of the challenges and some of the things that come up with women leisure activities is women friendships. So I want you guys to think about it. Who are your friends? How did you meet them? You know, what do you guys do together? Have you ever like cut off a friend and chosen not to be with them anymore? What are the advantages? What do you get from friendships? So we're going to talk a little bit about this and I discuss a couple of these main points with you guys. So, okay, so one of the main things is, how did you meet the majority of your friends? The answer is your social circles and friends of friends, but a lot of it is leisure activities. I want you guys to consider when you were going to high school and right now when you're in college, how do you know a lot of the students? If you're very involved with campus and you're involved with some organizations and clubs, that is a great way a lot of people have met their friends. First of all, you're hanging out with people that you have a lot in common with, people that have the same interests, and you kind of just start going to meetings together and you start hanging out and doing activities. Let's say you guys are working on a big event for the organization, you guys hang out, and this is how friendships start and form. You know, so what are the reasons that we have friendships? The answer is people need people. You know, we crave the touch, we crave the wanting to be with other people, and it's very, very important to have the sociability side of it and also the companion side of it. You know, we really enjoy being around people, people have interest. A lot of us like to do stuff together. A lot of people like to debate different things and talk about different things. A lot of people do not like to debate things and just like to hang out and have a good time together. And these are the things that gives us, you know, the fuzzy feel-good feeling. It really helps complete our life. You know, a very famous author one time said that, you know, if it's just us, we are just a black and white. But when you add in other people and kindness and positivity, you bring in the sprinkles of color and suddenly everything is better. So, so female friendships, let's talk a little more about this. You know, you choose to have these friendships because you want to take some time for yourself. You want to laugh. You want to have a good time. You want someone to chat with about things that are the same with you. And you want to have someone to vent with. You want to have something you have very much in common with. Interesting enough, when my son started going to school, you know, the big P word popped up, PTA. And they reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to be involved, be part of the PTA and work with the kids and stuff? And honestly, that just doesn't really fit my personality. You know, I'm not the type of woman who is a stay-at-home mom and is dedicated 120,000% to their kids. And not that I don't love my son, like I've mentioned earlier. I have activities with him and I care for him very much. You know, but it's not my life. You know, I've chosen to be Eve, not the mother of Austin. You know, and that's my identity, is I'm still a very strong person. So the PTA doesn't really fit me, you know, and so it's not really the circle of friends that I'm looking for. When that movie, Bad Moms Club, came out, I loved it because it was like, oh my gosh, there's other women like me. It's awesome. These women are trying to balance their lives. They're doing the very best that they can. The guilt emotion, the world's not a perfect cookie cutter place. And I love the character that Christina Applegate, I believe it was, that played it, being the president of the PTA, and everything's perfect and wonderful. And I love these other women that were like, I'm dealing with this, I've got problems here, and they made their own club. And I just feel like I would enjoy friendships more with the Bad Moms Club because it's just the bubbliness and outgoingness and not being the PTA mom. So once again, these groups are, number one, they match your taste. Number two, things you have in common with and things that you can talk about, you know. And one of the biggest things is a lot of where these women friendships meet, once again, we've talked about this, is women still have to tie their kids into it a lot when they're later on in stages in life. So the moms will get together and hang out, or the female friends get together and their kids will play together, while it's perfectly acceptable for dads or for men to go into a public setting or a public area and hang out and don't really bring the kids along so much with them, and this is guy time, you know. So once again, when the girls have a time for a date night out or a weekend cruise for the ladies or something like that, it's so big and so exciting because it's something that's just so against the norm, and a lot of women get really excited about, you know, and it's just such a, ooh, look at us, look what we're doing, bad girls, you know, and it's really exciting in that way. So what are the advantages of these friendships that come from these leisure activities or you know, that we get involved with leisurely? Well, of course, number one, gossip. We absolutely love it. We women love to know what's going on with so-and-so, and did you hear this, what's going on? And think about it. Think about it with you guys. When your aunts get together, or when your mom would get around with her friends, they were all and chatting and stuff like that. That's just part of us women. We love to talk about a lot. Also, it's someone that we can relate to and that understand what we're going through. I remember when I was in college many moons ago, my group of friends, a lot of it was someone I could talk to about the classes that we were going together, but also someone I could talk to about personally. You know, my boyfriend at the time that I was dating, you know, he's doing this, what does it mean? Oh, I'm so sad, this is horrible. My friends are holding my hand and saying, you know, he's a bad boyfriend, you should break up with him, or don't worry. And to have that support was amazing. You know, and then, you know, later on in life, you know, oh, you know, I'm married, this is a very difficult thing. You know, I'm having problems with my husband. Oh, I have the same problems with my husband. Why can't the man put the toilet seat down? You know, and we women can really vent. And it's so great to have somebody that can relate to us. And that's where these friendships are so great, because someone can hold your hand and say, I know what you're going through. I understand. And then you have two very important friendship groups that kind of spurt from here. And you have a group of stay-at-home moms that are very tight in friendships because they're going through the exact same thing. Oh my gosh, I literally spent 5 hours today chasing after the 3 kids, and it looks like I've done nothing. It's so frustrating. I just need some quiet time for myself. Oh my gosh, me too, Betty. That happened to me too. This is horrible. And you have someone that is going through the life of a stay-at-home mom and being around kids all the time and always cleaning and always cooking and always taking care of things. On the flip side, you have the working mom group of friends, and it's just like, oh, I just feel so much guilt. I wish that I didn't have to go to work so often. I have these projects going on. Now I've got to pick up Tommy from here. I don't ever have time. I never have time. I never have time. And these women can relate to each other. And I'm telling you guys, to have someone that truly holds your hand and says, I understand what you're going through, and give examples, makes you really feel justified, and you don't feel guilty for your feelings, or you feel like somebody is telling you it's okay to feel that way. And as people, we're looking for acceptance. And I think that's one of the biggest lines in this whole class is, with women in leisure, is we're constantly looking for acceptance. Whether it be in the decisions that we make with leisure, you know what, I want to be a motorcycle rider. We are looking for our father and our mother to say, great, go be a motorcycle rider. We're looking for society to say, hey girl, you ride that motorcycle, you go for it. I'm looking for my friends to say, hey, you're a poker player, awesome, go make the big bucks. You know, hey, show up with a pair of kings and no one sees you coming. We are looking for that approval. So by having these women that are going through the same things with us and can relate and can approve, we get that satisfaction that these activities give to us. And of course, there's also even more special groups. A good example is infertility groups. A lot of women who are infertile and can't have kids or are trying to have kids, there's a lot of pain in those women that people can understand. And to have someone hold their hand and say, I get it, I'm here, I understand, I'm going through the same thing, really brings you that feeling that you need inside to know things are okay. People that are going through your same major and understand the classes, like, you know, Professor Roman's class, she's crazy, I can't stand her, she talks too much, her lectures are too long. You have somebody to talk to her. Oh man, Professor Roman, she's so nice and she really makes an effort to reach out to her students. You have somebody that will understand what you're going through with your difficulties, and that really gives us that feel-good feeling that we have. Now, one other thing is that we have with friendships are disadvantages. And as you guys continue to grow in life and as you guys continue to evolve with your life cycle, one thing that you guys are going to find is you are going to lose friends as you go to your next stage in life. Very good example is when you go, your friends that have chosen to go directly into the workforce and are not going through college, you really just don't have as much in common with. Not good, not bad, you've just changed in life. You've split different ways. One of the biggest changes you guys will understand in life, and I know I have some older students in here, so you guys are going to shake your head really big, is when your friends start getting married, but most of all, when your friends start having kids. And this life cycle, this life change is one of the biggest things that you're going to notice in your friendships. So you always hung out with Sally. You and Sally went through college together. You guys were best friends. Sally's dating a boyfriend. You're dating a boyfriend, you know, and then Sally gets married and you guys are still friends. Sometimes you feel like the third wheel because you and Bob broke up and Sally and Mike are still doing fantastic together. But once she has a child, you guys are going to find out that you don't have as much to relate with. You're going to see that you can't, now that your friend wants to talk about diaper changing and wants to talk about, you know, throwing up and having to change this and her body moods and her swings and stuff like that, and you guys won't be able to relate to the same things. And this is where your friendships, and a lot of friendships, start to fade and split because you just don't have in common with her as much as you used to. You know, so these are one of the disadvantages of friendships per se, is just when you have changes in life, you're going to find yourself, you're not as friends with some of your friends. And these changes in life cause you to kind of just slowly walk away from the friendship. But on the other side, this is an opportunity for you to make more friends. And I made a lot of new friends when I went and took my son to kindergarten. You know, I met a lot of the same parents that were going through the same thing. Once again, same interests, same things, looking for similar leisure activities. And that's when you have your new friendships that come up. So, you know, as your life changes and your life shifts, you actually start to lose friends in the life cycle and the changes. One other thing is we women, like I've said to you guys previously, we judge each other tremendously. And a lot of things with the friendships a lot of friendships can go south. And that's actually, if you guys have ever been hurt by a friend, especially a best friend or a very close friend, it's very, very painful. So, you know, when you have a friend that you're very close with and they do something behind your back or they do something or says something that really hurts you, it hurts you even deeper because friendships are there for your companionship and you have a trust factor there. And you spend time with Sally and you guys go do things together and you go bowling together and you guys go dancing together. This is your leisure friend. So this friendship is very important to you. So when you have her talk behind your back or the friendship breaks off, it's extremely painful, and that's just part of the game. You will get hurt by friends, and that's part of it. And as many of you guys know, it's happened before, but it's just the way the cookie crumbles. And last but not least, you know, we have, as you get older, I'm in my mid-30s, as you get older, it becomes more difficult to make friends, especially with women. Men are a lot more open. Guys are like, hey, what's up? What's up? Hey, what's up? And they hang out a lot together, not a problem. But for women, it's almost as we get older, a lot of other women say, oh, no, wait, I've got enough friends. Thank you. And this is very difficult when you move to a new area or you're, you know, moving to a different work or school or something of the sort. You know, as you get older, women are just not as interested anymore or have been hurt in the past, or once again, they don't do time management right, so they don't have time for friendships. But it just, as you get older, it gets more and more difficult to make friends. And this is why one of the biggest reasons that women need to have leisure activities and spend time for themselves, well, actually everyone needs to spend time for themselves, especially women, is because that is where you get the friendships. That's where you get the companionships. That's where you get your opportunity to release stress. That's your opportunity where you get to laugh, and that's an opportunity where you get to be yourself. So just take in mind, friendships are part of the leisure community. This is things that come from it, but there are great advantages, there are great disadvantages, but a lot of it is to make yourself happy, for companionship, and also for your socialization.